Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on, and welcome back. Is your boy Elio here with another account review. Now this one does hit the criteria for a full-on account review, and it is the account of no other person but Luka. Now Luka has been someone that has been on the channel before. He has 2 other videos up, so if you guys are interested in his progression, I really recommend that you guys check it out. But let's go ahead and get this account review started. Alright, so let's go over here to Luka's Amon box to check it out. Now, in case you guys don't know, Luka is a Titan simp. He definitely loves Titans. That is his one main goal in MSO, and I've seen from his damage of being in the same guild with him that it's a lot of damage, boys. It is a lot of damage. So let's go over here and check out what he's working with exactly. So right here we have a Fire Wukong who is on a leech set. He has all matching trinkets as well, and some enhancements. No books. So let's take a look real quick. So pretty spicy attack percentage right there. Let's go over here to his gems. So there's some crit rate action on that attack gem. Just standard crit rate gem. And then attack gem with some more crit rate up there. So crit rate attack. Wukong is at 89%, which is pretty fat considering this is a leech set, which is already hard to get. It's pretty damn good. Moving on though, we have Fire Shinobi here. He's on a broken set, but he's sitting at 95% crit rate. He's got attack, some defense, some crit rate as well. That's not even max, so you could squeeze out a little bit more, not like it's going to matter too much. And some crit damage to go along with that. And he's rocking a crit damage gem with nearly 30% crit rate up there. That's a pretty fat gem. It's attack gem with 27% crit rate. Once again, pretty darn good. And then another attack gem with 21% crit rate. So he's rocking attack crit damage. That's pretty damn good, dude. 95% crit rate too. That is damn good. Next up is another Fire Wukong. This one is also on a leech set. Let's take a look at the enhancements. We got some attack, HP, some crit rate. Okay. Let's take a look at these gems. Crit damage gem with 21.5% attack up there. Attack gem with 21.5% crit rate up there. Nice chunk. And then a crit rate gem. Nothing spectacular, but it is a crit rate gem. Obviously, he might be waiting for something better, but he has plenty of maxed out gems. So what was this? Crit damage, attack, and crit rate? Gotcha. I gotcha. Pretty smooth. Candling doesn't really matter in my opinion. He's just a debuffer. There's nothing that we really need to see here, but I'll just click on anyways because he is here. And it looks like this is over because I just got kicked out. Alright, let's try this again before I get kicked out once more. Starting off with candling, since I already did the other 3 before I was interrupted. Candling's over here on a protection set. So while a debuffer isn't super important, I'm just going to show you guys real quick, just in case you do have a candling on your team, of probably a way that you should build him for some maximum damage out of all of your other mons. But he has an HP gem on him, another HP gem, and then he also has a defense gem. Nothing too amazing. Resist really isn't high. It's just to make sure that candling survives and all is well. So let's move on next to Pip. Pip has resistance down and then defense down. I'm not sure where Luka uses him at, so very curious. He's a defender type 2. He's on a Valor set, but fully booked up. So let's go and take a look at the gems anyway. So there's an HP gem with some 21% resist up there. There's another HP gem with 25% attack, even though Pip is a defender type. And then another HP gem, so just triple HP. Not sure where he uses Pip at, but I'm sure we'll find out. Next up is Kira, and in regular Elio fashion, I'll be only showing one just to help cut down on the time. But this one's on a broken set right here. HP gem with some fat recovery. A defense gem with some fat recovery. And then a recovery gem with some attacks for a lot of damage. So let's go ahead and just skip those. We'll skip that other Kira. Here is a Cherry. She's triple square master race and fully booked up. And let's see what she's rocking over here in her protection set. So she has a recovery gem, HP gem with 22.5% recovery, and then another recovery gem. So all kinds of recovery. All kinds. And then the protection set does help to kind of add some more defense to her, though she doesn't technically have that much, just because that 20% with the additional stats from everything else. And she has a little bit of enhancements on her as well, just to raise her base HP and her defense up. He also has 2 Drakas. Let's take a look at those. They're both on Siphon sets. We'll just pick the better one out of the bunch, which is this one right here. Attack gem, another attack gem, and then a crit rate gem. Crit rate attack, you really can't go wrong with that. Even though Draka doesn't require crit rate attack is a perfectly fine build. So is triple attack. It really just matters on what gems that you have, so don't forget that, guys. That Draka does not need crit. Just saying, does not need crit. Let's move on though. We'll skip the other one because the other one's on the Cypher set as well. There's nothing spectacular I could see about that one. Next up is the other Fire Shinobi, which Luka has 5 currently. Actually, he has 6 Shinobis currently. I just got my 4th one, so he definitely has me beating that department. But this one is on an Intuition set, rocking an attack gem, another attack gem with some crit rate up there. Both gems had crit rate, and then a crit damage gem with some crit rate up there as well. So attack, crit damage. He's sitting at 88%. Let's take a look at his enhancements. He does have some crit rate right there too as well, because I was like, it seems a little bit high if you don't have any crit rate enhancements. But basically just to help him survive a little bit more, round out his stats. And I mean, sitting at 88% crit rate without a square slot is pretty damn good, boys. Pretty damn good, pretty spicy. And he's over here rocking some Sacred Relic of Chouse trinkets. It is what it is. Then we have a Fire Velt over here on a Pugilist set. She's only sitting at 52%, but hey, dude, it's already rough enough trying to get these sets as it is. But she has a defense gem on her, another defense gem to make her just super duper tanky, and then an HP gem. So full on tank build right here, trying to get her as annoying as possible. Definitely understood. Next up though is a Fire Pixie. She's on a protection set as well. She's fully booked up. She has a recovery gem on her, a HP gem with some recovery on it, and then another recovery gem with some crit rate on it, though it's not really too important. Let's go over here to her enhancements real quick though. So defense percentage and recovery, nothing too amazing. He's just making sure that these mons recover when they're supposed to and make sure they're getting their SP up. And just, I think the idea here is to make sure things are as efficient as possible. So you could, in theory, substitute certain things for other things, if that makes any sense, because if they're continuously healing, it doesn't really matter what their defense is as long as they're not dead. I don't know. I'm not a Titans expert. I'm just a filthy casual, boys. So take that with a grain of salt. Next up though is the Fire Poseidon. This one is almost Evo 3 on a Ruin set, and he's sitting at 98% crit rate, which okay. HP gem of 20% crit rate up there, just about. A crit rate gem, and then an attack gem. So crit rate, HP, attack on Ruin. Let's go over here to these enhancements though. Attack percentage, crit damage, HP, and defense. Okay. Next up we have another Fire Shinobi over here. This one is on a broken set, but has all kinds of enhancements. All kinds. A crit damage gem, which we know from Monoskin, we know where Monoskin got it from. This is a very common build for the pro Titan gamers out there. But this crit damage gem has 20% crit rate up there, just about. An attack gem with 27.5% crit rate, and then another attack gem. I was already ready for that crit rate gem, boys, but this is attack crit damage once again, and he's sitting at 84%. Spicy. This one's a little bit more bent on attack versus defense like the other one was, but the crit rate is there, boys. It is there. and of course the trinkets as well. Here is a fire Kernunos, however you say it, on a broken set at the moment, but Kernunos has a recovery gem, HP gem of 20.5% recovery, and then also another recovery gem. So all kinds of recovery. All kinds. Enhancements wise though is defense, HP, recovery percentage, and then some crit resist. I really need to get mine built up someday at some point in time just to see how impactful it will be on the Titan squad. Let's move on though to the next fire Shinobi. This one is on a ruin set with 90% crit rate and enhanced out, of course, with the trinkets, which is rocking that spurious collection, which I think all of them are pretty much. But let's take a look at these gems. So an attack gem with 13% crit rate and then 13% defense. Another attack gem with 13% crit rate, and then a crit rate gem. Yeah, I was like, there's very slim pickings here if you can max out some freaking crit rate on ruin set that easily, man. Tina's like, we're gonna put a stop to that. It's pretty pog champion, dude. So this one has some defense, HP attack, and some crit damage, but there's no crit rate on that one at all. But 90%, I mean, it works. Next up is another fire Shinobi on a broken set here, sitting at 84% crit rate and then nearly, 170% crit damage. Evo 2, let's take a look at enhancements first this time. We got some defense, some crit damage and crit rate, and some attack. Okay. What does this one have on it, boys? Crit damage, 20% crit rate up there. An attack gem with 20% crit rate. And then another attack gem with 25% crit rate. So once again, crit damage, attack. The end game builds. Or as Luka would like to say, his late teens of mid game. Next up is another fire Poseidon, but I'm just going to skip past them because I think the first one was a greater example of what we have showing for fire Poseidon. Then there's a Wukong over here. Looks like he's in the works. He will get his day sometime soon, but he's only Evo 1 at the moment, but he's still decked out with a Zeal set. Let's take a look at that. That one has an attack gem of 12.5% crit rate, and another attack gem of 14% crit rate, and then another attack gem with 20% crit rate. So triple attack, and he's at 72% crit rate without enhancements. Okay. And then Fire Shinobi, looks like you just pulled him recently and hasn't gotten any time to gear him up or gem him up. So that's pretty cool, guys. Let's go ahead and move on though to the water ones. So we have a water suck over here. She is on a pugilist set as well. She's rocking 87% crit rate, which is pretty good if you keep in mind that this is a pugilist set. So subs on this is already just terrible trying to get, but she has an attack gem on her, which is a bit of a weird champ. An HP gem, some crit rate up there, and then a crit rate gem. So you're trying to give her a little bit more damage, even though her attack is already dirt nasty low. Hey dude, she's on a pugilist set, who cares? Next up though is Water Wildfang. She's over here on, what was it, the HP gain set. What is it called? Gem of the Healer, where you gain 10% of your HP every round, I do believe. But she has a defense gem on her with 14% resist. HP gem with 27% resist. And then another HP gem with 15% resist. So HP defense, pretty standard at this point. She's fully booked up. She also is rocking max resist, and she does have one enhancement right now for defense, just to make her a little bit more tanky, but pretty good. Next up is Water Persephone, who's also on a pugilist set. She's sitting at 60% resist already. Okay. HP gem, nothing amazing on that one. Another HP gem, nothing amazing on that one. And then an attack gem with some resist up there. Okay. Next up though is Water Shelly. Once again, we'll just skip over one. We'll take a look at one and just skip over the other just for time's sake. But Water Shelly is rocking a life set. Fully booked up. Not like it's hard. But Water Shelly's rocking an HP gem right here. Nothing amazing on that one. defense gem with some crit rate and some attack. And then another HP gem, nothing amazing on that one as well. I think these were used for Titans. I'm not sure if they're still used at this point in time, but I know previously that they were used, obviously for that reliable defense down. You don't want Shelly to get any orbs though, because Predator, even though Shelly is single target, does literally nothing to a Titan, so keep that in mind. Then there's a water mildew over here on a broken set. This one looks a little bit incomplete though. But he has a defense gem on him with some attack and some recovery. There's a recovery gem. And then an HP gem with some recovery. So pretty standard here, just making sure that he has enough recovery to do his job. But it's also booked up and has some trinkets on him as well. But I'm not sure what's going on here with this water mildew. Fire Catine's over here. Not fire. Water Catine. Even though I see that it's blue, I just instantly call it the opposite element. Water Catine fully booked up on a protection set with some HP action with a 20.5% defense sub, a defense gem, and then a recovery gem. Pretty standard once again for healers. So we got those out the way. Next up is Balrona, which he has 2 of. This one is on a Valor set, rocking 74% resist and then 71% crit rate as well. I don't know why that was hard for me. 74% resist and then 71% crit rate. But a crit damage gem with 20.5% crit rate up there. Not to mention the bonus from Valor, which 20% attack can be pretty meaty depending on the situation. But crit damage and attack gem with 18.5% crit rate up there and then 16% resist. And then also another attack gem with 13% resist up there and then 13.5% crit rate. Crit damage, attack, attack. That is the name of the game, boys. We have a Water Indy over here. He does have enhancements. Let's take a look at Balrona's enhancements though real quick before I forget. She has defense, crit damage, some attack, and some crit rate. Okay. Okay. But moving on, Water Indy over here on a conviction set. He's sitting at 57% resist and then 65% crit rate already. Okay. He has an attack gem on him with 19% crit rate. HP gem with 15% crit rate. And then another attack gem with 13% crit rate up there. So he's trying to get a little bit more damage out of him, even though Water Indy isn't really there for damage, to be honest. We all know the truth. It is what it is, boys. But I'm sure that he does his job properly. Defense, crit rate, and then attack. Moving on, we have a Water Draka over here, Evo 3 on a broken set at the moment. HP. Defense with 20% attack up there. And then another HP gem. So HP defense just for max survivability because of the double weaken. Makes sense. Let's take a look at this Wet Balrona though. She is on a Valor set as well. No square slot, not the end of the world because she isn't crit reliant, but she has an attack gem with 26% crit rate up there. A crit damage gem with 21% crit rate. And then another attack gem with 13.5% crit rate. Definitely no surprise there. No surprise there at all, boys. None at all. But let's go ahead. I'm going to just skip these guys because there's just Nat 3s and there's a gen right there. That's not really important. We can start over here to the Woodmons next. Alright, moving on, we have Wood Yuki here. She's fully booked up. She does have some enhancements on her as well as super evolution. So let's see what she's rocking with on her broken set. So she has an HP gem of 26.5% defense up there. Another HP gem of 28.5% defense up there. Is that just like a copy of it? Just a different freaking color? I mean, it's a different shape too, but man, sometimes I think dudes be over here like copying and pasting gems, dude. It is just insane how similar some of the gems can be. But then just a defense gem, nothing super duper crazy up there. But I mean, her job is just to do exposed weakness, so why not? I mean, that's it. There's nothing special going on. Then we have Wood Garuda over here on a Ruin set, rocking 62% resist. Also has level 2 weaken. Well, level 2 for the skill books. Let's take a look at those real quick. Level 2 weaken, so a little bit of damage up there. I think he was hoping that this would roll into the activation rate. and the duration, but, you know, rip. At least it boosts up his courageous strike damage. I'm laughing because, yeah, that sucks. That sucks. But hey, he's almost there. Let's get some more Garuda books, dude, and he's going to be actually Pog. But yeah, once again, a ruin set, rocking a crit damage gem with some resist up there. 23% resist to be exact. An attack gem with 19.5% crit rate. And then another attack gem. So crit damage, attack. And this one has 13.5% crit rate up there. Even though it's only 62%, I mean, he does really count more as a debuffer in my opinion than an attacker, just like Water Endra. So it's not that big of a deal to me if he isn't performing super duper optimally, as long as Weaken is going off. But we can see with enhancements over here, he has some HP, there's some crit rate and damage, defense, and a little bit of attack. Next up though is one of, looks like 4 Wood Merlins. This one is on a triple triangle setup right here. Already rocking 92% crit rate, boys. I don't want to hear that you can't get your mons with near max crit rate because your mon doesn't have a square slot. There's literally no excuse if a Wood Merlin on Ruin has 92% crit rate. Literally none at all. And he's hell into the books, boys. Hell into the books. Level 5 and level 2. Merlin gets a 30% boost to his Courageous Strike from his 3-star skill. I mean, 5-star skill is the same thing, but I'm sure those are on the way. Let's take a look at these gems. So he has an attack gem with 20% crit rate up there. He has another attack gem with 27% crit rate. And then a crit damage gem, which no surprise there. And this one has 21.5% crit rate. Spicy, dude. 100% spicy. Look at that, boys. Look at it. Now respect it. These are pushing the max too. Holy crap, dude. That's a lot of damage. Next up though is Wood Phibian, and we will of course skip these after the first one because it makes sense. He's on a ruin set. I didn't expect that. Weird flex, but okay. Okay, I mean his crit rate is like 23%, but hey dude, you gotta do what you gotta do. Fully booked up, just a wonderful freaking debuffer, dude, wonderful. But he has an HP gem on him with 20% resist, a defense gem with 13% crit rate up there, and then another HP gem with 21% resist. Once again, like 2 copies of the same gem, just different shape. I'm calling hacks, dude. I'm calling it. Moving on though, we have Wood Minicat, which Luka has plenty of those as well. This one is on a protection set. He's sitting at 70% resist. 70% resist, boys. And let's take a look at these gems. So HP gem, a defense gem with 21% resist, and then another HP gem. Nothing really mentionable right there. I mean, some defense, but it's not a big deal. Fully booked up as well, and just HP and recovery for the enhancements at the moment. Not a super big deal. Pretty standard for Minicat, as Minicat's job is to heal the squad and also do expose weakness and apply attack up. Not really there for damage, hence the 1.8k attack stat at Evo 3. Wood Hana over here on a life set. She's rocking 58% resist. For her life set though, she has a defense gem with 16% resist up there, as well as 14.5% recovery. Recovery gem with 22% resist, and then an HP gem with 13.5% recovery, and then 18.5% defense. Okay. Moving on to the other Wood Garuda. This one has a book as well. Slowly working towards that weekend. This one's on a conviction set though, with max resist obviously, and then 74% crit rate. But here's an attack gem with 22% resist up there and 14% crit rate. Another attack gem with 21% crit rate, and then another attack gem with 20.5% crit rate up there, boys. So this bad boy is on triple attack with all kinds of resist and some pretty meaty crit rate, to be honest. Pretty meaty. Like, there's no square slot here, boys, and this is 74% crit rate. I mean, I know it's on a Garuda, but still, good example. But this one over here is rocking some crit rate and damage, attack, defense, and a little bit of HP. I see you, Luka. I see you. Moving on to the next Wood Merlin over here on a Zeal set. This one's sitting at 101% crit rate. And there's some enhancements going on. No books on this one, but I'm sure if Luka could do it, he would. This one has the standard crit damage gem up there with 20% crit rate. It's always crit damage gems with like 20% crit rate. It's always. I mean, there's a couple with a little bit more, but 99% of the time, it's like you only get 20% crit rate on crit damage gems, boys. That's it. But this attack gem is pretty spicy. Pretty spicy. 34.5% crit rate on this attack gem. That's a smiley face. Can we get a smiley face in the comments, boys? And then there is another attack gem with 21% crit rate and a little bit of crit damage up there. That explains why he's at the crit rate that he's at. And then there's some enhancements over here with HP, attack, a little bit of defense, and then crit damage, because obviously he doesn't need the crit rate due to already hitting the cap with Zeal, and Zeal also boosts up the attack as well. So it's like Valor and then Intuition, like not on crack, but a good mix of both. Moving on to another Wood Merlin over here. This one is also on a Ruin set with 85% resist and then 87% crit rate. So this one has an attack gem with 13.5% crit rate. Another attack gem with 19.5% crit rate and then 21% resist. And then a crit rate gem. So crit rate, attack, and this crit rate gem has 22% resist. And a little bit of attack up there as well. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. For enhancements though, there's some attack, crit damage, defense, HP, and a little bit of resist. Just a little bit of resist. A nice sprinkle up there. But 97% crit rate. I mean, there is a crit rate gem up there. We take those, boys. We take those. Moving on, though, is another Wood Merlin on a freaking Ruin set. Another one. Another one. But anyways, 85% resist up there, and then 99% crit rate. We could just call that max. Let's see what he's rocking, though. So a crit rate gem with 16% resist and 17% crit damage. An attack gem with 15% crit rate up there, and then 17% resist. And then another attack gem with 20% crit rate up there. Crit rate, attack. It's on Ruin. Can't complain, boys. Can't complain at all. But we're seeing some crit damage. There's some attack, defense, a little bit of resist over here, and some HP. Okay. Okay. That looks like that's it for the wood ones, though. So let's go ahead and move on to the light and dark. So Light Yuki over here, she has been super evolved. And she's fully booked out, which is definitely worth it for her. And she's on a Zeal set as well. So let's take a look at what she's rocking with. So she has a defense gem on her, some crit rate, an attack gem with some resist up there, and then an HP gem. So crit rate, attack, defense. This is more of a bruiser build. Yuki, I was expecting more of like a defense attack, but it's not a super big deal because this does give her some more survivability at the cost of some damage. But what's the point of being super duper strong if you're dead? 5 head strats, boys. 5 head strats. Then moving on over here to Light Sig. Light Sig is over. Actually, hold on. We got to go over here to the enhancements real quick before we move on, boys. Almost forgot. But defense, HP, attack, and I'm assuming one day when you get some more essence, hopefully some crit rate up in there just to boost it up some. Because 70% is fine, but if you can get more, why not get her to 80%? But yeah, let's take a look at Light Sig. Light Sig is on his way to being fully booked as well. Level 2 and level 4 for his 5-star skill. And he's on a Ruin set, of course. But he's sitting at 82% crit rate up there. Let's take a look at these gems though. So he has an attack gem with 20.5% crit rate. Another attack gem with 14.5% crit rate. And then another attack gem with 19% crit rate up there, boys. 82%. Oh my god. Triple attack on Ruin. I mean, his damage honestly won't be that bad if he doesn't crit. because he is on triple attack, because his raw attack is just so high. But when he does crit, which there's already a high probability of that happening, nasty, boy. Just straight nasty. But there's some crit rate damage. There's some crit rate. There's some crit damage and some crit resist, as well as defense, HP, and attack. Nasty, boys. Nasty. Here is one of 4 light Wendigos. 433. I'm still waiting on my first light Wendigo. Still waiting. When's it gonna happen? Anyways, this one's on a ruin set, fully booked up, of course, rocking 102% crit rate up there. Let's take a look at these gems, though. There's an attack gem with 13% crit rate. There's another attack gem with 14.5% crit rate. And then there is a crit rate gem with 21% attack. Solid, dude. Solid. Let's take a look at these enhancements, though. Defense, HP, and HP. Looks like a work in progress, but better than what I've seen before. Another Wendigo, and then another Wendigo that has gotten one of his gems stripped at the moment. So I'm just going to do 2. I'm just going to do 2 of these guys right here. This one's also on a ruin set, fully booked up. 100% crit rate and then 82% resist. What the fudge? So 22% resist on this gem, as well as 12.5% crit rate up there. Then there's a crit rate gem with 32% resist. Okay, that explains it. I was like, how can he have this amount of crit rate and resist together? There has to be a catch, dude. There's no way that this is just possible, bro. And then another attack gem. So crit rate, attack. This one has 13% crit rate up there. Some recovery and defense as well. Enhancements wise, though, there's some defense, HP, resist, and crit damage. Pretty spicy, though. Like 82% resist, we can just basically call that max resist, and 100% crit rate on a ruin set. On top of that, being crit rate, attack. Nice. Moving on, though, I'm going to skip the Wendigos because it doesn't make any sense to go over those guys. We have Light Leo on a Pugilist set, which a set that he needs to have on him just to make him even more annoying. But he's fully booked up. No super evolution yet, but I'm sure that is on the way. 38% resist up there. But let's take a look at these gems. So HP gem up there, which he needs. An attack gem with some crit rate up there and some little bit of resist. And then another attack gem. That's pretty fine. In my opinion, I do like this setup better for Light Leo. So all of you guys out there with your crit rate, attack Light Leos, please don't. Please don't. Because the problem is that if you run Light Leo on crit rate, attack, if you take a look at his defense, his 2.2k defense, and then his 27%, not 27%, but 27k HP, it's not good. He is a frail boy, even with trinkets added to that, and I would much prefer a build like this, especially to make him more reliable with survivability to get his stuns off. So do take note of that, boys. Especially if you're gonna have him as like a hidden mon, don't make him glassy because you're wasting your time. Absolutely wasting your time. We're gonna cover only one baby shark though, for obvious reasons here, because I could spend the next 45 minutes of the review talking about baby shark. But these are all fully booked up, and I'm sure they're used in pretty much all the titans that Luka hits. But this one's rocking 65% resist up there, as well as some enhancements, which I don't think I checked on Light Leo. Nope, Light Leo has HP, crit damage, attack, and then some more HP. But let's take a look at these gems real quick on Baby Shark. So HP gem with 28% recovery. That's a pretty fat amount of recovery, dude. And then a defense gem. And then another HP gem. So HP defense with some sick recovery subs. By sick, I mean 28% is pretty sick in my opinion. Pretty standard here, just to make sure that Baby Shark can do his job and do it properly. And like I said before, we're going to skip the other ones. But let's take a look at his enhancements real quick. Defense, HP, recovery, and resist. Makes sense because, you know, you want to make sure that he survives. He's not there for damage, even though he has a slightly higher attack stat than another mon I looked at earlier in the video. Like Miho's over here on a broken set. She's sitting at 74% resist, though. That's pretty nice. Let's take a look at these gems. HP gem with 23% resist. Another HP gem with 17% resist. And then a defense gem to go ahead and balance her out with 21% resist. Alright. Alright. Yeah, I mean, nothing extravagant, but she's fully booked up, and she's probably one of my more favorite defense mons, especially since her recent buff. Moving on though, we have a light Neza in the works here. It looks like she's just in the process of being built, so we're not going to really cover that. Next up though is another light Sig. He does have a book on him as well. What does it raise his courage strike up by? Only 5%. Yeah, 20% is still pretty hefty for a light sea striker, but not super duper amazing. But this one's sitting at 81% crit rate and then 74% resist. So there's an attack gem with 20% resist up there. A crit damage gem, no surprises there, with 12.5% crit rate. And then another attack gem with 13.5% crit rate as well. And then for enhancements, he has resist, crit damage, HP defense, crit rate, and then more defense. Just to kind of even his stats out and not make him super duper classy for survivability sakes. Makes sense. Moving on though, we have a light Marie who is on a broken set. She's rocking 28% resist and then 55% crit rate. Light Nike does outclass her at this point though because super evolutions, but she's on a broken set and she's here now, so why not take a look. So he has some crit damage, resist, and crit rate on this gem. For this defense gem, there's some resist up there, and then another defense gem with some crit rate up there. I had to double check. I was like, wait a minute, isn't Marie a defense aggressor? I was like, let me go through. Let me make sure I'm not catching Luka slipping up here, because the whole world would have to know if I caught this dude slipping. Then there's a light Verde on another broken set. Nothing too amazing here though, so I'm just going to skip that because why not? Another light Yuki in the works as well. Once again, she is at max crit rate, which is pretty nice. Just, I guess, waiting to get some more Yukis to put her to work. But let's take a look at her gems real quick. So she's on a Valor set with 13% crit rate up there and 13.5% defense. A crit rate gem, and then an HP gem. So more of a bruiser-ish build once again. And this HP gem has 26% crit rate up there. I see you, man. I see you. Then there's a light Cupid in the works. He's on an intuition set, rocking 65% resist and then 63% crit rate. Weird flex, but okay. But he has a defense gem on him with some recovery and some crit rate. Another defense gem. And then another defense gem because he is a defense aggressor. I said weird flex, but okay, because we don't really use him for damage. I hope not, but obviously it calls for his stats to be that way, so it's just a weird flex, boys. And then he also has a third light Yuki, boys. A third light Yuki. What the hell is going on here? What is going on? Anyways, that wraps up the light mons. So last but not least are the dark mons, boys. Alright, so starting off with our first dark mon here, we have Dark Sea Star. Now she is fully super evolved. She also has all her skill books up there as well, and especially with her super evolution, in my opinion, Dark Sea Star is a pretty solid mon nowadays. Definitely well needed and well worth the wait. But anyways, she's sitting at freaking 96% crit rate and then 39% resist up there, with also the enhancements and trinkets as well. But he has a defense gem with a little bit of crit rate up there. Another defense gem with 26.5% crit rate up there, which is pretty meaty. And then last but not least, another defense gem with 27% crit rate. I mean, this is like almost the perfect Dark Sea Star. Obviously, if this was on Ruin, this would be like immaculate. But this is pretty close, boys. Like, in my opinion, I'm not a big crit rate whatever aggressor fan. I just like to do just whatever that their stat calls for. But I'm a casual. You can make a mon like Dark Miho more damage based if you want, but I'm like, we have nukers and damage dealers to do that. Why would I want Miho to do that if she's just supposed to be this tanky piece of crap? It's up to you though how you want to gem your mons. Just FYI. Next up is 2 Dark Mihos, though. We're just going to focus on this one because Dark Miho has been around forever. Both of these are super evolved, though, fully booked up, which is very important for her damage because it feels a little bit lackluster even with super evolution if she's not booked up. But that's pretty much for any mon in existence. But 62% resist up there, 91% crit rate. I didn't take a look at Dark Sea Star's enhancements, which I'm just forgetting about, but HP, crit resist, and resist. I see you. I see you, bro. But Miho is on a ruin set over here. HP with 14% crit rate. Another HP gem with 20% resist and then 13% crit rate. And then a crit rate gem. So crit rate, HP, and that one has 24% crit rate on that crit rate gem. Not 24% crit rate, but 24% resist on that crit rate gem. So, okay. Okay, more DPS orientated Dark Miho, objectively, if I can say English, not that bad. Not that bad. Not my favorite build in the world, but what do I know, boys? What do I know? We'll skip this other Dark Miho though. Dark Mona, not super evolved at all. Luka, we're gonna have to go. Luka, we're going to have to go ahead and just close this countdown right now. This is absolutely unacceptable. A non-super evolved Dark Mona. You should be ashamed, sir. Absolutely shamed. But anyways, she has an attack gem up there with 14% crit rate. Another attack gem with nothing really worth mentioning. And then a crit rate gem with 20% recovery up there. And then nearly 20% defense. Weird flex, but okay. I feel like he doesn't use Dark Mona, but no excuse. Moving on though, even though, yeah, she doesn't have enhancements on her, so he probably doesn't even touch her. Here is a Dark Tina on a protection set, which is a bit of a weird champ. She is fully bucked up though. Let's take a look at these gems. So an attack gem with 24% resist up there. Crit rate gem. And then another attack gem with 20.5% crit rate up there. So she is sitting at 92% crit rate and then 47% resist. I can understand why the protection set is up there just to give her a little bit more survivability. But, I mean, I just use my Tina for farming, so damage is just king. Doesn't really matter about survivability if everything dies in a hit, but weird champ. Weird champ. Here's a Dark Misha though, fully booked up on a ruin set. And I'm forgetting enhancements once again. Defense, resistant crit damage, nothing amazing. I feel like she might be unfinished, but maybe he doesn't even use her. But anyways, with Dark Misha fully booked up, there's a crit rate gem with some resist up there, 17%. Then there's an HP gem with 20% crit rate. And then an attack gem. Crit rate HP attack. I guess for some more survivability, but I feel like Vengeance is based on percentage of HP loss. It doesn't really take into account how much HP that you have, but it's probably just for survivability. That way, Misha won't be super duper like frail in the end. So I can understand that logic behind it. Moving on though is Dark Bulby, who is on a healer set. She has an HP gem with 21% attack up there and then 13.5% crit rate. Then another HP gem up there with 12% resist. And then a defense gem. Nothing really worth mentioning but the attack. Fully booked up. Great mon for Colossus. That's where I use mine at. And also sometimes in clan versus clan. Other than that, she's pretty much useless. But she does her job well. And that's all that we ask for. I'm going to skip past these two though because they're just copies of the other aggressors. There's a Dark Birdie, which I still to this day haven't really used. He's fully booked up though on a life set, rocking an HP gem with 13.5% crit rate. Another HP gem with 14% crit rate. And then a crit rate gem. So crit rate, HP on a life set. In this case, this is perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. If you're going to run them more DPS based, I do like the comfort of having that additional stat towards whatever they're an aggressor towards versus a more DPS type of set, but that's personal preference. Dark Sparkets on a broken set. Not really going to focus on him because he looks like he's just there hanging out. There is a Dark Yuki on the works. In the works though, she's fully booked up on a Pugilist set as well, which is probably actually a pretty good idea. So she has a crit rate gem up there, HP gem, and then an attack gem. So she's kind of going bruiser-ish. Not so much, but kind of going there, because she does have that crit rate gem just to kind of boost up her damage if she does crit. So I can understand where he's getting at right there. But she already has a pretty meaty HP stat even at Evo 2. So Evo 3, she should be pretty nice. Especially if you can get that sap off and stun them. That could be a potential F word. So Dark Yuki is definitely in the works here. Dark Venus, she is on a Gem of Healer set as well. She's sitting at 74% resist. And yes, I forgot Dark Yuki, but we're moving on, boys. We're moving on. 74% resist up there, fully enhanced. She's rocking a defense gem with 14% recovery and resist. A recovery gem with 22.5% defense. And then an HP gem with 19% defense up there. So what was that again? Defense, recovery, HP. If your Dark Venus isn't on defense, recovery, HP, go ahead and uninstall the game. But she's fully booked up. My God. My God. That is just insane. I never once thought about ever booking up my Venus. Not even once, boys. Probably why I'm casual. But anyways, she's rocking some defense enhancements as well as resist, crit resist, HP, and some more recovery action. Alright. Alright. Then he also has Dark Arthur, who I'm working towards getting for my casualty account. When that will happen, who knows. But he has one book into him. He is on a broken set, rocking 27% resist and then 70% crit rate. Let's take a look. Let's take a peek at these gems though. HP gem with 26.5% crit rate up there. Another HP gem with 19.5% crit rate. And then last but not least, but another HP gem with 14% crit rate up there. I haven't really used him. I'm not sure how good he is, but it's fine. Then he has another Dark Venus fully booked up. Working towards getting her to Evo 3, but probably stop because of Venus shortages. Because 433 is like, we're not giving her out for free anymore. You got to pay for her, boys. But, I mean, you got to use what you got to use. But she's also on a Gem of Healer set for the HP gain. This Gem of HP has 16% resist up there. Defense Gem. Recovery. With 21.5% defense for that sub. I got you, dude. I got you. Let's take a look at enhancements real quick. So just recovery and resist. Alright. There's a Dark Marie over here. She's rocking 60% crit rate and then 35% resist. She's only Evo 2 though. She is a great value version of Dark Mona. Keep that in mind because her base attack is just dirt nasty low. So we're not going to really dive into her. Then last but not least is a Dark Cupid on a Ruin set because once again, weird flex, but why not? But he's sitting at 80% resist, which is pretty fat, and then 51% crit rate on a Ruin set, as I mentioned before. But this HP gem has 25% resist on it. Another HP gem with 13.5% crit rate on it. And then another HP gem with 20% recovery just about, and then 20% crit rate as well. I see you, dude. I see you. Enhancements wise though, there's some crit resist, crit damage, and then resist. Once again, working towards getting him to Evo 3 in the future. I definitely hope he serves you well, Luka. Now let's take a little peek at the storage real quick and see what Luka has going on here, because why not be nosy? There's a cherry in here, just one cherry. There's some tigers for fusion. This pretty much just looks like it's for fusion, which makes sense, but your Mon box is hella clean, dude. Hella clean. He has some flames, some Maries over here, and then some baby sharks, which he hasn't. Not baby sharks, but like, what is that? Mom and dad shark? Or is that grandma and grandpa shark? And then a dark Katine. But holy crap, it's just like Titan's only account. Very, very clean account. No really excessive mons or anything like that. That is very unique at this stage in the game. I mean, you're level 59, almost 60. My mon box is like absolute garbage pile. But anyways, you guys, that's it for the Luka review. as you guys can see, a lot of his gems are pretty top notch. I'm not gonna say perfect, but he is slowly grinding it out to perfect. Shout out to Luka for allowing me to take a look at his account once again. If you guys want to see Luka's progression though, do check out his other 2 prior videos just to see how far he's gotten over time, because Luka has come a long way since his beginning in MSL, and hopefully he will continue to strive more. By the way, Luka's damage in our guild, if I could pull it up real quick, is pretty nasty, boys. It's pretty nasty. I wanted to show you guys real quick, just to make sure you know that, you know, we're not just shooting bullcrap over here with this account. So as you can see, Luka right now, and this is only Tuesday. He's already at this amount of damage on Tuesday, and he hasn't even attacked once again because I've been taking over his account. So if I remember, I will also include a screenshot of his damage near the end of the week. And be prepared, boys. Be prepared. It's going to be pretty spicy. But that's it for the Luka review, boys and girls. If you are interested in Titans, take notes of this video, screenshot whatever you have to screenshot, and work towards getting those mods up to par. And this is your boy Elio signing out. You guys have a good one.